Hi YouTube. So I know this video is extremely late, but I've had so much going on this week and I will explain that in the next videos. But anywho, I'm here to record the episode, the mid-season finale. I think it was actually the season finale episode for How to Get Away with Murder, or should I say How to Get Away with Murder. This will be season 2, episode 15. So there's a lot of information to cover. So much crazy, ridiculous stuff happened this week. So hopefully I can get through all of it and catch you guys up in case you weren't able to see it, and then give you a little bit of my feedback along the way. Okay, so with that being said, at the beginning of the episode, it seems as if Annalise was missing. As we all know, she just packed her bag and went to her mother's house. Nobody knows where that is, so that's a safe place for her. Well, the title of this episode was Anna Mae. And perhaps that's due to the fact that Annalise and Anna Mae seem to be two different people. They're the same person, but Anna Mae is who she is to her family, her real, true self. They know everything that she's been through prior to becoming a successful lawyer. Now, Annalise is this hard shell. I know everything. I get the work done. You can't tell me anything about myself. I have no weaknesses person. So, she's Anna Mae this episode because she is at her mother's house most of this episode, and her mother refers to her as Anna Mae. If your mama calls you Anna Mae, I'm going to call you Anna Mae. Okay. Anywho, so there's a lot of flashbacks in this week's episode. In the beginning, it flashed back to Frank, where Annalise says some rude stuff to him. He gets mad, and then he's bribed into basically bugging her hotel room so that the people that were had something to do with the case that she was working on, they could hear her, and they thought, maybe they're just going to use this evidence against her in court. Actually, no. They basically wanted to get her out of the picture. So, as she's driving, she gets into a car accident, but we find out this episode, it wasn't an accident. It was intentional. It was intentional. Clearly, somebody had been following her. They knew that this is the perfect opportunity because I can make it look like an accident. And then she's rushed to the hospital, and that's where she had ended up losing her baby. So, to be honest, it's actually really Frank's fault because he's in his feelings, whatever. Okay, so Annalise goes home to her mother, and her sister comes and wakes her up. Didn't even realize she had a sister. And her sister said, "Oh, people are so happy you're in town. There's going to be a lot of people coming over for a party to see you, and you need to get ready. And don't worry, I told them don't bring up any of these past things that have happened to you, i.e. you getting shot, your husband getting killed, you being the suspect in the murder, all this crazy stuff that's surrounding you. We just want to act like completely normal." Although that's not normal. It's a big, pink elephant in the room. If all this stuff happened to a family member of mine, I'd be like, okay, we are fam for real. Now tell me what happened. But anyways, so they decide to have the party. Her dad shows up in the middle of the party. Well, she is not happy about that. She is super disrespectful. So you know that there's some type of bad blood between them. But the mother is ecstatic. But they're not together, or so we think. Okay, so whatever the fact, she hates her dad. Apparently, it's due to the fact that he's come in and out of their lives so many times, including her mother's life. And so she hates him because he was there, then he wasn't there, he was there, he wasn't there. It was like he was playing with both of their hearts. And her mother still has feelings for him. I guess ever since Annalise got shot, they realized life is too short, and they've been dating. And I'm like, wow, very interesting. And Annalise snaps on her dad at one point during this episode. And her mother basically says, you're so mean and snappy. Maybe that's why you didn't end up having any kids. Sam didn't want to have kids with you. And then I started thinking, are you kidding me? Her mother seriously did not know that she was pregnant. I mean, she was literally 9 months pregnant, and you stayed away from your mama that long. You never called her. Wow, that is kind of strange. But anywho, so then she decides, to tell her mom later on in the episode, actually, I did have a baby. The baby didn't survive. And then she said, wow, well, what were you going to tell me when the baby was born? Annalise, that's a little cold hearted. Like, but whatever. It kind of fits in with who she is as Annalise. Okay, whatever the case. Um, she actually, Nate shows up at one point for this visit, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, he really loves her. And I think that he's really gotten past, the grieving that he had to do with his wife's death. And he was probably scared to love Annalise because he didn't know her intentions because she's put him in bad situations before. But now there's that genuine love, and I absolutely love seeing them together. But anywho, so Annalise, she is like happy that Nate is there. The mother and the sister are super happy. The mama, she was so funny because at one point Annalise and Nate go outside in the backyard. And the mom says, she's looking at him through the window, says something like, ooh, look at that fine piece of chocolate. And he's just tall and muscular. Ooh, like you get a little too excited, mama. Like, that's kind of crazy. I thought it was so funny. It was like a great comical moment in the episode. It was a great comedic relief. I loved it. And I just loved his presence alone there anyway because he's supporting her no matter what. I personally think they should get married, but we'll see. Maybe season 3, season 4, season 5. This could go on forever. Okay, anywho. So, Annalise checks her phone and she has all of these like ridiculously crazy voicemails, crazy number of voicemails from everybody on her team saying, call me, call me, call me, call me, call me, call me. And then all of a sudden, Michaela is calling, and she picks up, and Michaela says, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got a hold of you. I had no idea. What did she say? I wrote it down. Saying there was an informant that was giving away information to the police all along, and that informant is Caleb. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. I never even guessed that. That is insane. I never would have thought that. I honestly thought maybe Phillip has Caleb in some basement tied up or something. But Caleb has been playing them the whole time, and he's been playing Michaela. And if I was Michaela, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a horrible judge of character. Like, first you're dating a guy that you thought was just so in love with you and ready to get married to you, but he's actually like really like gay and he really doesn't even like you at all. He was just doing it for his mom. And then you end up like dating Rebecca's brother and he's acting like he likes you so much, but he's actually just using you to get information. Then you end up with Caleb, and Caleb is just using you to get evidence to use against Annalise. And come to find out, Phillip had blabbed to Annalise when he tried to attack her in the apartment. No, you have to listen to me. Caleb is a serial killer. He killed my mom, and he's trying to pin it on me. And I'm like, what? So this whole case where they were trying to prove that the twins were not the killers all along, Caleb is the killer. He's been working with Annalise so that his sister doesn't get all this time. And come to find out, he's the freaking killer. And there's evidence as well. But anyways, I'll get to that. Back to Michaela. You just now slept with a killer as well. You have fallen in love with this killer that has been playing you guys from the beginning. And he probably sensed your thirst for some like love and affection and just for a relationship. And he was probably like, easy target. Okay, so anyways, so I thought that part was just so crazy with Caleb. And then, so I kind of feel sorry for her. And then you sleep with Asher. And I'm like, what? Okay. So anyway, Caleb has been ratting out Annalise to the police station. She calls and asks Nate for a favor. I don't understand what that favor is. Perhaps we'll find out next season, or perhaps it's something I just simply didn't realize during the episode. But all of a sudden, we see Annalise show up to the police station. She shows up to the police station, and then we notice she goes in there to talk to him, and she basically spills the beans about Caleb and all of this, saying that there's evidence because he was wearing a fitness tracker the night that he went and killed the Hapstall's sister, which was supposed to be his aunt. And he says, well, that's not enough evidence. And then then Annalise says, well, Catherine, his sister, is actually willing to testify because she's known all along that something was a little off. She just didn't say anything because she was so in love with him, which is very strange. But her story is that they used to sleep with each other every night. Not like actually sleep with each other, but just like sleep in each other's bed. But apparently other disgusting, perverted things used to go on. And like, I don't care that you guys were adopted or you're not like technically genetically brothers and sisters, but you are brothers and sisters, and you guys are both adopted and you live together as brothers and sisters. Or what the heck were you doing? Okay. Anyway, so that he usually came into her room every night. Well, that time he didn't come, and he was gone throughout that whole like murder time period. So she knew something was like a little off. So whatever the case, I was just blown away by that information in itself. And then so he says, well, the DA says, well, it doesn't matter because we already have our killer. She said, no, you don't. Phillip is right in this office. He's ready to talk to you guys. So Phillip actually agrees to go in for the questioning. And then they put on the news that Caleb is the one that's suspected of being the killer now. Okay, meanwhile, it's showing like the end of the episode, all the things that are happening. And Caleb, he is in a hotel room, in a bathroom, with blood all over the floor and in the bathtub. And you're thinking, is he dead? Did he bleed out or something? Did he do this because he was getting caught? Or did somebody set him up? You never know. There's always a mystery at the end of every episode. Okay, and then next we have, Bonnie decides to stay and she decides to stay and like reveal like the details of the story to Annalise about Frank and all of that. Meanwhile, it flashes back, and Frank had actually told Sam, hey, this is what happened. I bugged her room, and then they hit her with the car. I feel so bad. I feel like I should go tell her. And then Frank is like pissed off at him because he's the reason why he lost his only son. But then he pins him up against the wall. He says, you're never going to tell Annalise this. I don't need her. I don't want her to take any fault in this. I want it to be that I lost my son, but at least I won't lose my wife as well. So that showed me, wow, like Sam actually like really like loved her at one point, because it didn't seem like it while he was on the show. Okay. And then so Bonnie knows that she has to reveal this information to Annalise, what actually happened, so Annalise wouldn't live with any guilt that she may have. She reveals it to Annalise, and Annalise is like, wow, all this time I thought it was my fault, for like working and like doing this kind of dangerous case and things, and come to find out, like, Frank was behind a lot of this. So at this point, she feels betrayed. She feels hurt. So then she says, Bonnie, get rid of him. He's not coming back. And I'm like, Annalise, like, come on. He is the Jadena of this cast. Like, he looks like an Italian Jadena. Like, you can't get rid of Frank. Like, he's way too smooth and Mr. like, I got this. He's your low-key hitman. But speaking of hitman, see, Frank felt like he was indebted to Annalise and Sam because of what he did in causing them to lose their baby. So that's why when Sam called him the night that Lila needed to be murdered, he called him and said, I need you to do this for me. You killed my son, so the least you could do is get rid of this girl for me. So that is why Frank did it. Not like he wanted to do it, but he felt obligated to. So whatever the case, Laurel is looking for Frank. She can't find him in his apartment. She's scared that she's going to like find him dead. None of his clothes are in the closet. We don't know where he is, but we see Wes walking up to Mahoney, I believe his name is, that was suspected to be his dad, and basically acknowledges the fact that, hey, I think you're my dad. They have this like gaze with each other, and all of a sudden, bam, gunshot, man falls dead to the bed. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, so automatically everybody's like, oh, it's Frank, it has to be Frank. But I don't think Frank is like a what's the word I'm looking for? A professional killer. So perhaps Frank like hired a hitman or got it set up some type of way. I don't know. Maybe he did that because that guy had something to do with Annalise losing her baby, and that was his way of like, making things fair and even across the board. Whatever the case, crazy episode, great season finale, so much information to cover. I would have went faster if I could, but then I would have definitely left something out if I didn't leave anything out already. But whatever the case, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to whenever it is coming back. Hopefully the fall, hopefully August or something, because this is my Thursday night fix. This trumps Scandal any day and any other show that may be coming on TV. I absolutely love this show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on mrsblogaholic.com. Bye.